And I just thought of something. I remember some stories back in the day, like every night, sports is on Deadline. Do you remember, like, it'd be an election night, and they bring pizza. They bring pizza for
the news writers.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm a news writer now, so now I get to have the pizza.
To tell people what we're talking about, because
every night is election night in sports.
Yeah. And so these people over, they're nice people over in the news. They're irate that they have like 5 stories coming in after 8 o'clock. You know.
But you know what, Brian? Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something about news. Those people work just as hard, and I go out to a scene.
That's what you do now.
And it might be some woman who's struggling to feed her children, whose teenage son has just been killed in just this worst area. And I went to the Richmond Triangle one time, and I remember this woman invited me into her apartment, and one of the people said, "I'll protect you. Don't worry. If anything happens, I'll protect you." And it was a scary moment, and yet at the same time, I would wish it upon everybody, because it was a real life moment that is one of the many moments that really kind of woke me up to what professional sports has become, which is this sort of optical illusion. And, you know, I can remember after games waiting an hour for a guy who knew I was on Deadline, knew we were all as a group on Deadline, to come talk for 5 minutes and spout the same old about the game-winning home run that he had just hit.
Something positive.
You know, and you think about it, and what reminds me when I come out here, what I realize is, you know, any one of these kids, any one of these human beings, you, me, we'd all give our left, arm to hit a game-winning home run once in our life at any level, to be treated that way. You know what I mean? And so it's much more of a real-world experience. It's much more of I don't want to say positive experience, because I deal with a lot of negative stuff, but it's a much more grounding experience than covering professional baseball ever was, or I think I could imagine it ever to be in my life at this point.
And I'm thinking also maybe talk about right now the cops. I mean, that's basically what it is. Is it called cops or crime, or just news?
Crime, breaking news. Basically, my title is breaking news reporter.
And tell people what time you get to work.
And I deal with police, and I deal with public safety, and I deal with trials occasionally, and I deal with, the local power being out for 3 hours, or, too many people talking on their cell phones. Don't talk on your cell phones. It's grounding, and I'm up at the crack of dawn now, and I can barely make it past 9 o'clock most nights. 9 o'clock most nights in the baseball writing world. You're just getting started.
Right. But
it's been quite a life change.
Is it the police scanner, or what are you doing?
Police scanner, Twitter. You look at, a lot of these guys now on the internet, these bloggers and these tweeters and these Instagrammers, they'll report stuff directly off the scanner. Sometimes they come back and say, well, no, that really didn't happen, or it turned out to be nothing. They do it for clicks, and that's what they do. And, so a lot of stuff comes that way. You see stuff on the internet, on Twitter, like I said. You listen to the scanner. You get media police releases. You build sources. You break stories, just like in sports.
I just saw something. When you went to journalism school, they weren't talking about tweeting and Instagram.
No, it's funny. I can remember being in photography and thinking, I don't know why I have to take this class, because I was a terrible photographer. Still am. I'm up to maybe like a D- finally, because I've hung out with such great photographers at the Times and learned so much.
Carl Malden?
Carl Malden, Sue Pollard, Dan Rosenstruck took pictures at our wedding last year. I think Larry Strong left, but he Kristen Niles back in the day. Anyway, and I'm sure I'm leaving Jose, Carlos Fajardo. I don't want to leave anybody out. But it was really, I can remember thinking to myself, I don't need to learn this. And I remember professors saying, well, no, you're going to. And breaking news is going to be very important, because that's how people are going to get their news. And it is now. That's how people get their news. And, I've been fortunate to forge a little bit of a new start. And, I've been doing this now since the beginning of 2011, so I'm going on 4.5 years.
Yeah.
And I never held a single position in sports that long a time, believe it or not. And I sort of feel like it's been learning, like when they call a minor leaguer up and he's got to learn as he goes. I sort of feel like I've been learning as I go and just do the best I can. I feel like Eckersley too. It's like,
you're a closer?
Well, no, I come to work every day so insecure about doing my job that hopefully I'm doing an okay job.
Well, I thought we'll wrap up this one, but by covering the cops, it gives you time to be here and coach your kids.
Yes. And I'm on my way to a baseball game right now,
Yeah,
as soon as we get done with this interview.
Absolutely. So we do. Let's wrap up here.
Okay.
And then now I know where to find you.
And if you want to pan, there are the kids. My older one, Clayton, number 10, he's playing in an
Yeah.
all-star game in
Yeah,
about an hour and a half, and
Right.
maybe 2. And then that's my younger one, Noah. He's the athlete in the family.
Yeah, we can
might
barely
be-
we can barely see him. through the
Barely
fence.
see him.
You will do next time. We'll get
Okay.
them.
We'll
We'll get
get
them
'em.
in the dugout here.